I have driven almost to a piece of public that I've never been to because I don't have any great trail camera data for the wind that we're going to have tonight. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go over and hunt this piece of public and shoot whatever I can. It is crunch time. I need to kill a deer or two so that me and my wife have food for the next year. So there's that. And I also need to go home and kill some deer too. So I'm going to kill the first legal animal I have an opportunity to, and I'm pumped about it. Public land, baby. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Ain't look like it's gonna happen here. And those does that are being weird up there on that hill, I don't know what they're doing. I kind of threw a Hail Mary at them with a couple grunt calls, and I don't think they ended up liking it. I did what I thought was gonna be the best thing. I don't think it worked out. I thought there'd be a few more deer around here, but there probably is. I mean, I can see some more up there in the weed, but my wind's not perfect from where I'm set up, but it's a killing spot. Oh well. I still got about 10 minutes or so, so anything can happen in that last 10 minutes, but if it doesn't, that's alright. I've seen some cool country tonight. It's fun. My very last day in Kansas for the season. I got a woodpecker in my tree. I had a big flub this morning. I got to my parking spot, which is in the pasture through a gate down a county road, and realized I'd left all of my warm clothing. Not a great way to start out your last day of deer season in Kansas. However, I did book it back to camp, got my camo clothing, and now I'm in the tree a little late, but I don't think it was terrible because I had already considered this approach and decided not to do it, but it ended up happening this morning to where I'll wait a little longer, walk in very slow in class, and make sure I'm not bumping any deer off of this corn. That's what I did, and I didn't see any deer. Hopefully I do still see a deer. I got all that good trail camera information from the past couple days. The young 10 has been in here a lot during the daylight. With split 2, I'll probably shoot either one of those. But there's 6 or 7 bucks on this property that I would love to take a shot at this morning. And hopefully it happens. It's cold, crisp, clear. As the sun starts to come up, we'll get a more consistent wind. It should be north all day, and this stand should be money for the rest of the day. This is the official last chance. Last evening in Kansas. I've been gone a lot this year. Ready to be home. I'm ready to kill a deer. I love this place. It's such a weird feeling about missing home. Missing my wife, really. I don't really miss home. I miss my wife. But also wanting to be here. If you've hunted, you know. If you haven't, then hopefully you can identify a little bit with what I'm saying. Either way, I feel really good shooting blind. So I'm hoping that he comes in maybe 10 minutes earlier tonight. But either way, I hope I get a shot. hate that so much. Sworn to kill a deer. And I executed a good shot and everything, but it's just so quiet that he jumped a lot more than I expected him to. I don't think he's hit vitally. I don't know. He had a lot of blood coming out his exit, but dadgummit, he's still walking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get down with a bow and a camera and run up here to the top of this hill and just try to follow him as long as I can until it gets dark. And maybe I'll see him bed up, and maybe it's better than I think, but I think it's high shoulder and just not a dead deer. I wish I hadn't messed it up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's even as good as I'm saying it is, but he was bleeding pretty good out the other side, and his tail's flickering quite a bit, so I don't know. It is. It just stinks. What also stinks is I didn't get a pass through. I shish kebabbed him. Anyways, I'm going to go make a move and see if I can get eyes on him and watch him fall, hopefully. Yeah. Thanks, appreciate it. Bye. I get to the top of this bluff. I'm just gonna go up here and maybe try to put eyes on him. Maybe see him bend down or something. I don't know. Just try to do what I can. That's not where I found it, but that's where I'm putting it so I'll see it. There's some half decent blood, but I think he stood there for a while. It ain't looking very bubbly. Man, I hate this. Don't feel great about the shot at all. It's not a good shot. Pretty much just clinging to chances. And I hate the fact that I wounded an animal. This makes the second animal I've wounded this year. It's just hard to take. Makes you really question if you should be doing this. If I should be doing this. Headed back in early this morning, hoping for a recovery. I don't feel great about it, but I have some optimism, if that makes any sense at all. After looking at the footage, there's a chance that this deer's dead, right where I last saw him. There's also a chance he's gonna make it for many seasons to come. It just depends on what that arrow hit in there. So, I'm gonna go in and give it the best effort and give what's rightfully owed to this deer, at least, to make sure that it's not a lethal hit. All right, we reviewed footage and found where he was standing and walked to it, and I found a spot of blood. Optimism.
You know, one thing I always forget to do too is you can still look for deer tracks, you know?
Yeah. I don't really know what to make of this. I don't know how old this is or not, but I found that. Piece of bone with some bloody stuff on it, but it's pretty dry. Doesn't look like last night, but it doesn't look like it's very long ago. And then there's quite a bit of hair in this little area. But there's not any blood. It kind of makes me think that it wasn't last night. It's just another deer that got eaten by coyotes. I found more
But I'm 99% sure this isn't my deer because there's the content of his guts, or whatever deer's guts, and it's dry. And no bones. I don't know. No blood. Bunch of hair. I don't really know what to do about that. The corn was kind of wet, but there's no blood. The corn smells sour, but it doesn't smell rotten. There's not a rotten smell, but it's been cold. But where's the blood and the bones? If you could find a skull, there'd be a little, resolution to it, but I just barely even found a bone fragment. I don't know. It's got a little blood to it. I about talked myself into the idea that this might be him. I just can't believe there's not any more remains. There's got to be some bones somewhere. It's nuts that they can pull all that hair off like that. So his is pretty much the gut pile, I guess you'd call it. There's no blood, no hide, nothing. But these guts are, this corn and stuff's real wet still. Smells like sour corn. Now, unless we find the rack or something, we're not gonna be able to confirm, but with some of Drew's points, what's going on here, it just seems like this is probably him. The theory might be that he bedded up right here behind us, or with that brush to his back, looking back down to where everything happened and died, and coyotes came in and ate him. And all I found was that one little bone fragment. Nothing smells rotten, so it's fairly fresh. I don't know if things rot that much here or not, but the days are pretty warm, so you gotta imagine that there's gonna be some stink or something. It's just wild. And we're gonna grid search some more to see if we can find some bones or the head or something just to confirm, but just with all the variables, it's just pretty good a chance that this is my buck that I'm not gonna get to see any meat from or anything really. There's a lot of corn here, and if you dig down hardly at all, it's very, very wet. This is a fresh kill, which it's weird to say because there's no blood or anything, but there's nothing. So the coyotes ate everything except for hair and the stomach contents. I dug down even further than what we had, and it's real moist. Like, your finger's nasty. I've only had corn out over here for a week, so it's at least that fresh. But I think with that and the arid climate that we're in, it's pretty telltale that this is at least a fresh kill. And unless we find true evidence, we'll never be able to truly know. But I think Drew and I both are pretty comfortable with the idea that this is him. Doesn't make us happy, but what do you do? Well, I'm driving home now. Had a little while to think about things. I talked to Tyler, talked to my wife, talked to Drew a lot about everything. It still really just stinks. Like, I don't know, never lost an animal like this where I knew it died. I shot that elk high in the shoulder this year, and I know 100% it lived through it. But this is a different deal. I'm sorry. That's about the best thing I can say. Did everything I thought that was right. Went in last night, chased him, saw that he had made it about 1,000 yards in 30 minutes and still looked pretty healthy. So the call at that point in time is to leave and back out for quite a while. He's a part of the property I didn't know anything about. So I left, came back early the next morning, which was this morning. You saw what happened. If you're watching this and you're thinking that I did all this just so that I would have good footage, you are sadly mistaken. I would so much rather have recovered that animal than to have to deal with this. To recover the animal with no footage and then pose it as have good footage of what we got. So save that for somebody else because I ain't here for it. Anyways, that's enough of the whining PSAs. Guys, I'm sorry that happened. I will do better next time. I don't really know what I need to fix, but I'm going to be thinking a lot about it in the coming months. Trying to figure out what I can do to make that not happen again.
Thank you guys so much for watching the season playlist this year. It was so much fun to put together. I appreciate all the support that we've had. And if you haven't seen everything, you can go back through the playlist and check it out. But anyway, in regards to this video, you know, KC, he just had a crazy set of circumstances happen to him. And I thought Frankenstein was about as bad as it can get, but apparently there's a new level of what coyotes can do to a deer if you have to leave it, you know, for some time. So anyway, it's just, we struggled with whether we should put this out or not, you know, and we always try to be truthful and transparent with you guys on the other end of this camera. So we decided we would do that, and that there were people that could probably relate to this, and that maybe it would be encouraging to them. So I think if I could ask you to do anything, it would be just to comment below and encourage KC in this situation. Let him know, you know, hey, happens sometimes, man. Things are not pretty all the time in hunting. And I'm glad that you showed it. Just let him know something like that, because he has struggled with this over the last couple months. It's not a fun situation. It's not something that we like to have to show off, but it is truthful, and that's what we try to be here. So anyway, appreciate all the support, guys. Remember, this is your element. Live in it.